Welcome once again. I'm Joao Caldeira. I'm the founder of the Tarot House in Lisbon, and I have the pleasure of having here with me today Lizette St. Croix. She is an artist. She is also a tarot reader, and I asked her to pick 3 cards in order for us to talk a little bit about the International Tarot Month in May, where she'll be present here in Lisbon doing 2 workshops about tarot and art. And so we are going to talk a little bit about this event and about these 3 cards that are going to somehow describe what will be the event. So Lisa, do you want to tell us a little bit more about your deck and the cards you picked?
Yes, I just printed the deck. There are only 44 cards, but I decided to go ahead and print them anyway so I could start using them. And the very first reading I did, it was just a 3-card reading, but I pulled the 4 of Pentacles as the first card, and the 5 of Cups, and the Ace of Wands.
Okay, so let us talk a little bit about the 4 of Pentacles.
Okay, so in this little mini reading, usually the first card is the signifier or the soul of the matter. And for me, when I painted this card, I really thought about the structure of 4 and how it's a relatively new structure, and there's something still a little fragile about it, but you immersed in the process. And so I somehow this idea of a child building a sandcastle came to mind. And if you look in the top of the sandcastle, on 3 of them, you see the pentacle, and on the bottom of the bucket, you see the 4th pentacle.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is that the child is totally immersed in this work. She's really focused very much on creating something new, something that she thinks is important. But she's not really worried about those waves coming in and crashing it down, or that it might just be fragile. She's just very focused on this new creation that she's making.
Mm-hmm. And how do you think that somehow what you are saying that is that the International Tarot Month will be something that we all be very, very focused on doing it? Is that what you are saying?
Yes, I think right now probably we all of us that are involved are in the process of planning and creating it. It hasn't quite begun. It's about to start. And so there's a lot of work going into it and a lot of effort. We're focusing on the work, and that's important to keep a sort of playful attitude, because sometimes, when something, before it's actually happened, you can get a little anxious. And so I think the message of this card is to remember the childlike feeling of creating something, not worrying too much about what the future might bring, but really being focused on the moment, on creating this playful structure.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'd like to ask you, Joao, what it means to you.
Yeah, I was going to use your words somehow, and to say that one of the things that it's important during this Tarot Month is we are working with all kinds of arts, not only painting and drawing that are so natural in terms of tarot, but we are also going to have music and dance and all kinds of things that are related to art. And so there's something playful in this event, something that we want to count, that something that comes from our art, from our soul, and so this is very important, the connection with the arts and the connection with having pleasure and building and playing, because the tarot is a game, and is somehow we learn life by playing, using these cards and using your tarot deck and other tarot decks that have different interpretations of the world, different feelings, all around the same essences, but different feelings, different ways of communicating those essences. And so somehow with these different texts, these different ways of expression, more people and more people can understand what's the essence of life, and in a playful way also, because it's a pleasure to look at the paintings, to look at the images, and even photography, for instance, it's very important, and we can do a tarot deck with photography. So all of these things will be present somehow, and will give this impression of playfulness that you have in this image, with this child, this child that is playing. So I think that will be a very important spirit for this month. Okay, so you have another one, right? So you have another card for this month. What is the other one?
So the second card I pulled was the Five of Cups, which is a little bit of a difficult card, but you know, the way that I interpret that is this is kind of a lesson in a way. You know, the tarot is made up of not just happy cards, but cards that really reflect the whole full spectrum of life and the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And the cups in particular are about the emotional aspect, and the Five of Cups is about, you know, some things have fallen down, and these three cups have spilt. The wine is flowing out, but you see there are two ravens, which are a common bird here in the American Southwest, and they are being reflected in this wine, and they're flying off. And so the idea is, even that if you pick a difficult card, or if you're experiencing difficult emotions, let it go, let it flow out, because all you need to do is walk up that river, cross over the bridge, and come back around, and there you still have two full cups to pick up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, you know, maybe at this stage in planning the conference, some difficult issues come up, some difficult emotions, some challenges, and the feeling is to just let it flow, to let it go. Things, there's still plenty on the other side to look forward to.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because obviously when we are starting something new, not everything goes right, and somehow people must accept that not everything goes right, not everything is what we expected, but then that's the adjustment, and to see what really is there, and what really is true, and it's there, and it's not spoiled, it's not damaged, it's still intact and very alive. So I agree with you. There are some things that sometimes we feel like, oh, it should have been the other way, and I think that will happen during the May, during the month. Some things won't be like we wanted to. It's important. I think what you are saying is a sort of a device, that things cannot all of them be right, but if you are aware of what's happening, we can take advantage of what is right, what is there for us. And I think lots of things have already been built, been created, that are actually beautiful. So we are counting on that. We believe that it's still going to be there. It's still going to be there. Okay, so you have another one. You have another card for us.
Yes.
Okay.
So the last card in this little three-card spread is the outcome. And I'm very excited to say it was the Ace of Wands. And so this is a fantastic card to pull, because it's just the creative spark of life. It's filled with energy and enthusiasm. It's really manifesting in this earthly plane through the help of some divine force. And as we are diviners, is another name for tarot readers, it's a real great symbol for showing the spirit that's going to come through and really enliven this International Tarot Month.
It's a kind of courage, is to have courage to face things. It's somehow to have some courage, right?
Yes.
Okay, so these are the three cards. How do you think? What is the most inspiring of these three cards for you? What is the card that inspires you more? What gives you more energy of these three cards?
Well, I think definitely the last one. You know, when I pulled the first, actually the second card, the Five of Cups, I was like, oh. But, you know, really, I mean, tarot reading should show all different sides. You know, if it just shows one side, you know, maybe that's good, but, you know, it's more likely in life to have your ups and your downs. And so to end with this card, I felt was really good. It's a card of creativity, and it really shows this courage and enthusiasm of all the work that's going into it, and, you know, how it's going to really reach out to, you know, to many people across the globe and inspire them. It's a card of inspiration. The flames at the top are the Yud, which is the Hebrew symbol for spirit, and the little blossoms growing out of the wand are apple blossoms, and it is spring now, and there is this life force that's really bursting forth, probably all over the northern hemisphere, and there's excitement building, and I think this card really shows that, you know, that excitement of it, and this was the outcome, and so that's what the conference is going to be. The other cards are sort of a little bit, or the card before the Five of Cups is kind of the process we're going through now of, you know, oh, we're going to get everything right, oh dear, that's not working, and so this is a good card to end with.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you very much. This is sort of a way of knowing your deck, and at the same time of feeling your presence already and your spirit in this event that you are going to have here. And I remember everybody that you are going to do 2 workshops on the 18th of May here. And those 2 workshops will allow people to understand more how to create oracle cards and tarot cards, and how to do a diary of tarot, and how important that is. So everybody is invited, because, as I said, we are going to show through the internet your workshops throughout the world, and we are doing everything we can, with those exceptions of things that fall sometimes, but what stands up still will be great. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you very much for being with me and with all of us. Obrigado.